Alrighty. Hello everyone. How are you all doing today? Back into the swing of things. Now, before we get going, let me know, is the sound okay? Can you guys hear me all right? Hey Rita. I hope the sound is okay. I'm sure the video is working all right. So let me know. Sound is good for Vel. If it's good for Vel, it's good for everyone. Hey Ola, how are you doing? Rita says okay. Good. I've got a new mic. Check out my new fancy mic. Sound is good and clear, much sharper than previously. Oh, well, yeah, because it's sitting right here. Right, Jimmy sitting right here. I don't know which ear is it coming in from. Um, Sound is mono. Mono, mono. Let me see. Okay, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to make it mono or. Okay. Comes out the right side. Okay, just plug in the right ear and leave the left ear out. Don't get overwhelmed with my sound. I'll figure that one out, guys. I'll figure that out. Because if I do anything else to it, I might just screw it up. Doesn't affect quality. All right. I'm not stressing. I just want to make sure you guys hear me all good. Okay, so let's give it a couple of minutes before we get started. Hey, Spiros, how you doing? I hope you guys are all well. Hope you've all been trading well. It is the brand new month. It is October. We're closer to Christmas. Um, you guys, I don't know whether you guys have been watching. I FX almost hang for everyone on this. Test. Okay, how's it now? Can you hear me? Hello, 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 hello. Any sound? No sound. soft. Is it any better now? Hey D train. Very soft. Give me a second. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Okay, some's really soft. What am I doing? Okay, okay. Now, how about now? Is that better? Is that better? No, still the same. I need to up volume, very soft. Now better? Is it better good now? Okay, test, test. Is it good? I think I know what's happening. I think it's the OBS that's screwing things up. You probably need to find something else. Okay, good. And it looks like I'm just gonna have to sit here and hold my mic like that. Okay, now if I put it here, would it be better? Is it okay? So if I put it here and sorry guys, this new mic in technology, you know. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. Give me a second. I'm just gonna sort this out. Okay, here we go. I think that should work better. Yes. I think this should work a lot better. I'm just putting the mic right in front of my face. Still soft. Is it better? Okay. I think it should be okay. This is that couple of minutes ago while we were waiting for everyone else to turn up. Um, okay. I hope that works. All right. Let's keep going. Mezzo forte. I have no idea what that means, Rita, but I guess it means let's go ahead. Hey, K Goosey, how you doing? Hey, D Train. We will make do with this for now. I might just type a bit slower. But hey, it is good to see all of you back here with me again. It is good to be on the daily market analysis. So good to see you all. If you are new to the session, sorry about all that noise or that sound problems. But the link is there. Do join us on our Discord channel if you haven't already. And hey, help me out. Click that like and subscribe button as you go through the session. Okay, you never know when I'll turn on the stream and share with you even more craziness that I get up to. So back from Dubai, and here we are on the daily market analysis. What we'll do is look at the fundamentals, look at the news of what has happened, what is coming up. There was the threat, while I was away, there was the threat of the US shutdown, but it looks like we have averted that threat right now. So that was the main story for the US that has happened. And then we'll look at the technicals. I'll give you a brief update on the technicals. I have reset all my lines. I deleted all the lines. I've redrawn the lines. I've redone some brief analysis. So I'll share that with you. It does help sometimes. Quite often you get over committed to your lines. You have it there from the day you started trading. It does help sometimes to clear out all the lines, clear out all the analysis, and redo it again, just because you want to catch the most relevant points, especially times when you have not been looking at the markets for a while. It does help to clear out the lines and redo them. With that, we'll put that together and look for some possible trade setups. There are some news coming out as well for this week, so we'll look out for that. Okay. If you do have any questions at any point in time, please feel free to put it into the chat. Let me know. I'll be happy to address your questions. If you're new to the session, do drop a message, say hi, and let us know where you're joining us from. And make sure you join the Discord channel. With that, a quick disclaimer: any information contained on this webinar should not be construed as advice and is presented as educational material only. The contents of this webinar are not intended to be a recommendation to trade a financial product. Your objectives, financial situation, and needs has not been considered, and you should consider its appropriateness to your circumstances. All right, so just make sure that if you do jump into any trades, you are checking the trade, you are making sure that it fits with your own analysis before you do jump into any trades. This is really me sharing with you my points of view, how I look at the markets, what I think about the markets. From that, now let's get into the meat of things. So I'm just showing you what has happened, or some of the quick update of the news that has happened while I was away. A lot of news from the BOJ about the way the currency is, the threat of interventions increasing from the BOJ, given that the US yen is or has been approaching the 150 level, now retracing back down from 150. It's a 149.56 right now. So it's coming off the top. Big threat about the possible intervention. So far, nothing yet. BL has been very kindly reminding everyone, just be extra careful, be careful about a possible intervention from the Bank of Japan, because if it does happen, that's going to could cause a big move, a couple of 100 pips move to the downside. So I'm still watching. I'm very keen for intervention. I'm still watching out for that. Okay, so a lot of comments from the Bank of Japan about a possible intervention. We had on Wednesday the Australian CPI data was 4.9 expected, 5.2 came out at 5.2 as expected. Then moving on, we had the final GDP quarter on quarter for the US on Thursday. 2.1 expected, 2.2 came out at 2.1, slightly lower than forecasted, but the same as previous. That actually we actually saw the dollar climbing to the upside, not just because of the GDP number, but I'll show you on the dollar index here. Through last week, we saw the dollar climbing right up to that 106.80 level, as high as 106.83, before retracing back down later in the week. Right? All that climb quickly reversed because of that threat from the about a US government shutdown. Okay, so we saw that retracement back there, and then from there, Fed Chair Powell speaking. He's been speaking quite a lot through last week. This was a town hall event with educators. Why was I not invited? Right, possibly not an FX educator, but it was with educators hosted at the Fed Reserve. Did not move the markets too much. The overall, can't get TradingView to work. Refresh, but you're here on YouTube, so it works on YouTube. Michael, the overall the overall sentiment for the markets last week, I did not even have no chance at all to look at the markets last week, but overall sentiment was that the US, we saw a lot of volatility in the US because of the threat of the shutdown, all the way through to today. Today being the 2nd of October. Australians are on a bank holiday for Labor Day. So happy Labor Day to all our Aussie viewers. And also, I hope you caught the grand finals. I was watching the grand finals over the weekend, so that was good as well. We have Chinese on a bank holiday. It is National Day in China, also the Golden Week moving forward. And we have the Canadians on a bank holiday as well for today. Apart from that, you see all yellow news, PMI numbers from the Eurozone. Not super particular about that at this point in time. Um, US ISM manufacturing PMI later tonight 47.6, 47.8. So not expecting a big change either. Fed Chair Powell again speaking at 11 p.m. GMT plus 8. At this time, due to participate in a roundtable discussion with workers, small business owners, and community leaders in York. Audience questions expected. I don't think this is going to be a big price mover either. All right. But the main thing where we have coming up into tomorrow is the Aussie interest rate decision. 11:30. Remember, it's not 10:30 this time. It's 11:30 a.m. GM. It's not 12:30. It's 11:30 a.m. GMT plus 8. 4.1% expected to hold at 4.1%, and you can see that um, in on August first of all, no, on the 4th of July they were at 4.1. They held at 4.1. August held at 4.1. September again held at 4.1%. Most likely they are going to stay at 4.1% again. We will do a bit more of an analysis on the Aussie dollar with the cash rate later on. Pay attention. I don't think it'll be too much say on the rate statement at this time round. And then through tomorrow we have the Swiss with the CPI month to month 0.2 to 0%. Slowdown in inflation growth in the Swiss might be interesting, but we'll watch that. This week is going to be quite you get a bit of a breather today, right? The main thing is don't feel like you have to rush into any trades today. We've had a lot of members on our Discord channel saying that it's a new month. We're expecting big things for this month. I same as you do expect big things starting off after today because Aussie interest rates decision tomorrow, Kiwi interest rate decisions on Wednesday. We have a non-farm ADP non-farm on Wednesday as well, followed on with the non-farm employment change data to be released together with the average hourly earnings, unemployment rate, the Canadians unemployment rate, and employment change number on Friday, the 6th of October. And you'll all be very happy to know we will be doing a live trading event, a live trading streaming session on the 6th of October at 8:30 p.m. GMT plus 8. So do make sure you block out that calendar. Make sure you turn up for that event, 8:30 p.m. on Friday. Are you going to be attending? Put it into the chat. Let me know if you will be attending. If you're not, then hey, I might not do it. Let me know. Let me know. Hey, Florence, how you doing? Hey, Lainey. BL says nice. I guess that means he's going to be attending. Okay, so we do have a lot of news for this week. Don't feel like you have to be rushing to anything for today. With that said, Jordan's going to be attending. Ayakame is 100% in. Good to see. Val's in as well. Good stuff. All right. So with that said, let's look at the charts. So like I said, I cleaned out the charts, cleared out all the lines, and what I've picked on or picked up is major swing point here on the 21st of September all the way to the top, which we saw the 28th. Looking at that Fibonacci retracement being drawn, we can see that price actually came close to that 50% level, right? To that 50% level, came very close at this point before bouncing back up again. Now drawing that fib level down, we can see that it came again close to that. Let me see if it came close to 50. Yeah, it broke 50, so it came close to 61.8 before quickly. I was a bit surprised to see this spike down on the hour, right? But it came right back down to right now at 106.10. So it's quite interesting that it's reacting quite nicely to the fib levels, right? It's reacting quite nicely to fib levels. Kegusi is attending, good job. BL says, are we expecting the US has peaked? I'm actually thinking that the US might push back up again. Okay, so I was a little bit, that explains why I was a little bit surprised that it shot back down, because firstly, US House passes by partisan bill to avoid the shutdown, and also if you look at the news, where was the headliner? Headliner. I lost the headliner there. Oh, it says that Treasury was picking back up. Well, it says that US Treasury is back up again. I can't find the headline now. So if Treasury is back up, we were expecting the dollar to push back up again, but it's retraced back down. So at this point, given that, let me just do a quick line here. It came back down, retraced to 38.2. Looks like it might be bouncing off 38.2. So I'm thinking that if this level holds, if 106, almost a round number of 106 holds, we could see this push back up again. Okay, let me take that away, and I'll say that because if you look at that overall move of the dollar, it's still strongly to the upside. So it needs to break above 106.40 before we could see it push back up. Okay. Today, Jordan says, according to my EWT, we're in wave 5. We start moving down on the incoming week. Share my chart analysis after the stream. Okay, good one, Jordan. Do share that. What I'm anticipating, right? I do think that we might see this push down, but what I'm anticipating is possibly one more slight push to the upside. So the question is if the dollar index can, if it breaks, no, if it breaks above 106.40, we could see it test 106.80. Yep. But I think more likely, we're likely, I want to see it test 105.70 again. Could test 105.70. All right. So basically, what I'm saying here is that I think the headline was here. Let me see. Where was the headliner? Okay, I can't find it. What I'm saying here is that the dollar index should, if it does come up and break above this level, we could see it test 106.80, right? But with the way it's moving, I think that it might push up, might fail to break above before pushing back down again. Ultimately, what I would like to see is a push like that, back down to that 105.70 level. You can see that with the news, there are no big reasons why we should see it move too strongly for now, right? Maybe later into the week, yes, but no big reason for now. And if you look at the non-farm number, unemployment rate might go 3.8 to 3.7. Average hourly earnings 0.2 to 0.3. ADP 177, 155. Again, it's not a great correlation, but something to pay attention to. I do think that that's a reasonable view. Okay, so some brief strength, maybe a consolidation or some brief strength on the dollar, but overall possibly heading to the downside for the dollar index. Okay, makes sense so far? Do let me know. Then, with that, looking at the Kiwi. So, we're looking at dollar weakness, right? We're looking at that dollar weakness possibly to come down towards that 105.70 level. Then it would mean that this makes a lot of sense on the Kiwi. You can see that I've got the lowest point here at 0.59, the highest point here at about 0.60, almost 6050, and it's come very close to that 50% level right there. It's found those two peaks as well and it's bounced off. All right, so in this case 50% retracement level worked very well for the Kiwi dollar, now pushing back up again. If you caught the earlier trade, great. But if not, at this point, right, 0.6010, it's a 30 pip move to the upside. It's a 30 pip move to the downside on the stop loss. There's a 1:1 risk reward ratio to the upside on the Kiwi dollar. Um, we can look for that. What I would say is we can look for that, but it might not be something that you would want to put as a very high priority, right? It might not be something you can put as a very high priority because it might just it's a small move. It's about 30 something pips, so it's a relatively small move. Okay, so I'm just thinking whether you should be. I think that's fine. Because if not, then it's going to go up. This might even be an M15 kind of trade. This might even be an M15 kind of trade, right? As you see it breaking out that consolidation, pushing up, you could see this do that. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. 6010. So let's do that. Kiwi dollars not sell, we're looking to buy. 0.610. Stop loss about 30 pips. Take profit 30 pips. So that's a 1:1 to the upside there on the Kiwi dollar. Hey Ismet, how you doing? All right, so I'm happy with that. That's relatively straightforward. Then looking at the Aussie dollar again, left those levels in there. You can see that the Aussie dollar bounced very strongly off that 61.8 retracement level, looking like it's going to push back up. Again, this is what I do whenever we come across a news event. On the 5th of September, let's see what happened when they held rates at 4.1%. So scrolling back on the 5th of September, right there. Zoom it in. You can see that the news was at 12:30. So I moved the one beside, and you can see that right after the news, not a lot of price activity on release of the news, right? Of the interest rate decision from the RBA, holding rates at 4.1%. But at 1 o'clock, GMT plus 8, 2 o'clock, GMT plus 8, we did see the Aussie dollar go down from 0.6425, eventually by the evening down to 6363. So that was a good, let me see, it was a good 60 pip move to the downside on the Aussie dollar following the RBA's decision to keep rates at 4.1%. Now, fast forward to the current point. As we expect the Kiwi dollar to push up, then we should be expecting the Aussie dollar, because of that correlation, to push to the upside. Okay, we should be expecting it to push to the upside. But what I'm noting here is a bit of a swing level there. Possible inverted head and shoulder, not always accurate, a bit skewed. Okay, I think what Jordan is, I don't see the inverted head and shoulder. I think what you're talking about is okay, the formation of a head and shoulder. I think what Jordan is referring to is the shoulder here, head, and then a possible shoulder there. So it might come up, bounce around here, and then if it breaks above that neckline, we're going to see it push back up. Is that the one you're talking about? Is that the inverted head and shoulder that we were possibly looking at? The main thing, I like the point that you added in as well, that it's not always accurate, a little bit skewed. I think that the Aussie dollar for today is possibly going to do, it's possibly going to look like a formation of a head and shoulder, of an inverted head and shoulder. Right? What I mean by that is, I do think because the Kiwi dollar is pushing up, dollar is experiencing some weakness, we could see this push up and bounce around that point. Most likely going to catch some people out on the inverted head and shoulder, but I'm thinking that it could, I mean, we saw in September that it should be tracking down. What I'm looking for is for the Aussie dollar to possibly trade up to this point, or to go up to this point before pushing back down again. Right? So this is because of the news tomorrow. So I'm not going to be looking at a trade for today on the Aussie. I have it for the Kiwi. I'll possibly be looking at it for tomorrow with the RBA rates decision, expecting it to hold at 4.1%. We might see this push back down. It could be more zoomed in. My left shoulder starts around just after 20th of September. Okay, there. Shoulder, head, shoulder. There's gonna I feel that there's just too many things in the middle. All right. So what Jordan is saying here is that we've got a shoulder here, a head, and then a possible shoulder here. I don't like it too much, only because there are too many things in here. So if you were looking to trigger a trade, breaking the neckline, it would be hard to identify that neckline. So you don't really have a good strong entry point. Okay, so either if it breaks past that point or breaks past that point before you would really confirm a break of that neckline, most likely that one, or you got major resistance at 6512. So because of that, I wouldn't consider that too much at this point. What I would like to see on the Aussie is a rejection of 6460. So 6450, stop loss tight 20 pips, take profit all the way down 50 pips to the downside. This is for tomorrow. If it does play out, it will be quite similar to what we saw in September. All right. So looking for, so Kiwi dollar is retracing a little bit towards, that's fine. Looking for this to push up through today and then retrace back down tomorrow with the RBA rates decision. But a good spot there. I just don't like it. There's too many things in the middle. So 6450, stop loss 20, take profit 50 for the Aussie. That's for tomorrow. 0.6450. Stop loss 20, take profit 50. This is with RBA decision tomorrow. Yep, okay, good. Then on to, you can even see it, if it does retrace, if it doesn't push up and retraces back down, you could even, tomorrow could even be looking to sell down from 63, below 6390, stop loss tight, again 20 pips, take profit could be down to that 55 pips as well. We're still looking at a similar move. It just depends on where the Aussie dollar is going to end up before the news tomorrow. Okay, then here it comes. Look at the yen. Zoom right out, you can see that channel fitting very nicely, pushing prices or guiding prices to the upside. This channel started on the 11th of September, went up, tested, came back down, tested the bottom channel, tested the top channel, and then found 50%. Take that away. It found 50 and it bounced right back up to scare everyone as the yen approaches that 150 level, comes very close to that 150 level, indicating, hey, we might, will the Bank of Japan intervene? The question is, will they or won't they this week? What do you think? Put into the chat. Do you think the Bank of Japan is going to intervene on the yen this week? We have to put a timeline on it because eventually they would, I think. But the question is, would they do it this week? Put it in, let me know. I'm just checking when is the next BOJ meeting. Not soon. Anyone want to guess? Jordan says next week. Who else? Oh, doesn't seem like we have a Bank of Japan news meeting coming up anytime soon. Ola saying, I hope not. I'm hoping so. I hope they do. Usually when there's not much data event. I'm hoping they do intervene. So it's just a matter of when. I hope that when they do intervene, I'm sitting right at the screen and I'm trading, because that's going to be one of the easiest trades you could do. Intervention, sell the US yen straight back down. Okay, but it's not yet, hasn't happened yet. And because it hasn't happened yet, we could still be expecting some further upside on the US yen. All right, weakness is there. Japan says 13 minutes ago, Japan says watching FX moves with high sense of urgency. Create Genius did say that, waiting for it to get to 150. I do think that, and if I zoom right out to the daily, you can see here, right, the last time on the daily chart, it went as high as 150, almost 152 before the intervention kicked in, right? The major intervention kicked in. So don't bet against it. Don't bet against the trend. What I'm looking at here is that it's currently at 149.69. 150 is, I'll put the resistance right, the round number there of 150. It's gonna get, looks like it's gonna get there. What you could be possibly, right, trading up would be straightforward, but what you could be looking for, because of what happened here on that upper trend line, I'm looking for it to do this. I'm looking for it to climb up, test that upper trend line, test 150, and break back down again. And you can see that when it broke down, quite a big strong drop towards the bottom trend line. So what you could be looking for here is to sell 149.80, stop loss 30 pips, take profit almost 90 to the downside. All right, if it's not joint intervention, US yen would rebound. US yen is never a joint intervention, or very unlikely a joint intervention. Um, Central banks don't want to be seen to be actively uh, manipulating the currency, so it's never going to be seen as an active joint intervention. The Bank of Japan does sometimes time their action when they see massive dollar weakness, then they intervene, and then we see it come down even stronger. All right. Yep. Jordan explained it as well there. Okay. So what I'll be looking for here on the US yen, test 150, get to 150.20, possibly retrace back down after hitting the upper trend line. So 149.80, 30 pip to 90 pips. Let's get ready for that. Let's look out for that. This is a watch list, so something to watch out for. So we're looking to sell 149.80, stop loss 30, take profit 90. There we go. Ooh, it's two L's in sell. Alrighty. Good stuff. And then onto the pound dollar. Right, same thing. Well, not the same thing. In inverse, we had the big upward channel on the US yen. We have the big downward channel on the pound dollar. It's gone up. On Friday, it tested that resistance level at 1.2273, and which also coincided with the upper trend line. You saw the last time it tested that, came straight back down. This time round, it tested, oops, nope, wait. It tested and then it's found a bit of a support at that 61.8 retracement level. Right, found 61.8, rebounded back up, and then pushing back down a bit. Dollar is gaining a bit of strength, so I'm looking for that to push before turning back down. So we see this pushing back down. Pound dollar is maybe a little bit in a sense that if you look at this shoulder, head, shoulder with the neckline at 61.8. Right, so what I would be possibly looking at this for, let me just check. We should see the dollar weakness push this up, but in the event that we see dollar strength continue to recover, what you could be looking for on the pound dollar is to sell down 1.2160, 1.2155, 1.2155. I like that one more. 30 pip stop loss. 30 is to 1. You got 1 is to 1 to the support, or you could even be looking at a 90 pip to the downside, or 1 is to 3 to the bottom of the channel. So I'm looking at this as a head and shoulder pattern, break of the neckline 61.8. So 1.2155, 30 pips to 90 pips. You have a 1 is to 1 option there as well. Florence asking, where else can I connect you apart from here on this platform? Florence, check out the link on the on my profile in TradingView. The Discord channel link is there, so you can join us on Discord. Okay. And what's I going to say? 1.2155, 30 to 90. Let's do that. Oh, look at that. 1.2255. Change that to 155, 30 to 90 pips to the downside for the pound dollar. That's if we see the dollar index continue pushing to the upside, then we're likely to see this break down. Many different options in terms of, how it's going to play out. Then on to the euro dollar, it found 50. Right, big downward move we had since the 21st of September. Push down, 50% retracement, it bounced back up, tested 50 before retracing back down again, and then it came close to 50 and rebounded back up. It looks like the euro dollar is trapped between the 1.0490 support and 1.0620 resistance level. Right, it's trapped between these two levels. Don't see why it should be pushing that much. Very similar to the pound dollar. Again, a skewed head and shoulder with a slightly slanted neckline. Okay, so what you could be, if the dollar strength continues, I want to see it come down and test 50 properly. I'll tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it to come down and test that 1.0550 level. Right? If it breaks this point, then I would be looking to sell down. 1.0540, stop loss 20, take profit 50 to the downside. Then, if not, it could bounce back up, but it might not. There we go. We have that. All right, there you go. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing for the euro dollar. We're waiting for the euro dollar to come down, possibly come down to that 1.0550 level. And then if it breaks, we have a selling opportunity. If it bounces, we have a buying opportunity, both with that 20 pip stop loss and that 50 pip, about 50 pip take profit level. All right, so euro dollar, I want to wait for reaction at 1.0550, 0.0550, and then we can buy or sell with a stop loss of 20 and take profit of 50. Okay, I will post this up. I'll post this chart up just so that you catch the different levels as well. Let's just put it in 1.0560 by 1.0560 or sell at 1.0540. 1.0540 stop loss. With both of it, we'll have a stop loss of 20 or a take profit of 50. Yeah, I like that. Right, especially if it comes down to this level, that's going to be relatively straightforward. on the euro dollar. This would place, I would place this quite high on my watch list. All right. Then US Swiss franc tested, no, didn't test 50, bounced back up. So 50 is still valid here. We'll keep 50 there. Looks like it's pushing down, dollar gaining strength, and yet this is pushing down. That's a bit odd. We do have CPI data for the Swiss tomorrow, 0.2 to 0, so that's going to be interesting. Maybe what you could look for on the Swiss USD CHF is for it to bounce. Because of that, it's actually quite similar to what we're possibly thinking of on the euro. Okay, look, we have this Kiwi dollar buy because we're expecting that dollar weakness to come into play. Aussie dollar is because of tomorrow's RBA. US yen, possibly dollar weakness, possibly intervention. Pound dollar, we're looking at that dollar strength scenario. This one is a mixed. I would then look at the US Swiss franc as a possible dollar weakness scenario. We have weakness, we have strength scenario. So let's consider this if the US Swiss franc breaks below 50 retracement level and 0.99080, then you could be looking at about 9055, stop loss 30 pips, take profit, could come all the way down. No, I don't see why it should move 120. Okay, 120, but you do have a hesitation level at about 70. Okay, so I like that first. I don't think it's going to go 120. I would say US Swiss franc 0.9055, stop loss 30, take profit 70 would be a reasonable expectation. Okay, so US Swiss franc sell 9055, stop loss 30, take profit 70 to the downside. Okay, dollar still pushing up. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it to push up, possibly a little bit higher than it, to that test, that 61.8 before pushing back down again. All right. Again, reminder, do help me out. Click that like and subscribe button if you can. All right. So US CAD, the loonie, trapped well within that range, pushing back up. Dollar strength would push this up, but let me just check. No major news on the for the Canadians later. Canadians are on bank holiday as well. National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. What a day. So I'm possibly looking at a possibility of a continuation to the upside. So if you look at this, then on the US CAD, buy up 1.3620, take profit 65 pips, stop loss very tight, 25 pips. Continuation needs to break that resistance. Okay, that would make sense. Let's do that. So US CAD buy 1.3620, stop loss 25. 1.3620, stop loss 25. Take profit 65. Alrighty. Okay. How's that going? All good? Let me know. Okay. Then look at what happened. The times when I'm not trading, the times when I'm not able to sit down and focus and trade, and what does gold do? Gold goes crashing all the way down. All right. I was just kicking myself when I was looking at the charts. I was just like, oh, if I had time, I would be scalping this all the way down. I'll be selling this all the way down as it breaks levels after levels after levels. Relatively straightforward. Consolidated, continued down. Retrace, held at the consolidation, continued down again. I hope you guys traded gold. I hope you guys made good money on gold, because this was pretty much one-way traffic, especially later in the week on gold, right? Especially after it broke those key levels. Right now at 1840, it's breaking that level again. I would say that below 80, someone posted, and I commented, not on Discord, it was on social media, some other social media platforms, um, when gold was at 1860. I think at that point, they were asking where could gold go to. I said 1800, right? So I do think that if this level breaks, that 1840 level breaks, which is trying to, we could see 1800, right? So that's a big move. That's a potentially big move. And why I've looked at such a big move is because on the H4 time frame, if you scroll back, this was in March that we saw gold at 1800. At the most, it could hesitate at about an 1825 level before continuing on lower again. Okay, so what you could be looking for here is, let's go for it step by step. 1840 to 1825. If it breaks 1825, then we could see 1800. So gold, if it breaks 1840, could get to 1825. And there we have it. Good to be back doing the stream with you guys. If you have not already, do join everyone else. Right? Do join everyone else on the Discord channel where we can take our discussions beyond this session. Please remember that we do have a lot of news events for the rest of the week. Don't feel like you have to rush into any trades for today. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to put it into the Discord channel. I'll be watching. I'll be happy to help you with your questions. And let's hope we have a more steady sound instead of me having to hold this near my face. With that said, thank you, Lainey. I hope you all have a good trading session ahead and a fantastic October ahead as well. Do take care now. Trade well, trade safe. I'll see you on Discord. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care now. Bye bye.